Hello, welcome to Exam Booty's YouTube platform. I am Suchit Sharma and I welcome all of you to this SSC CGL, especially English classes and in English, of course. Friends and students, we discussed some most important concept regarding nouns. And in the process of understanding and identifying noun, we discussed how to identify a proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, abstract noun, and of course, we also tried to understand how to identify an adjective in the process. Even though we were not focusing on adjective right now, our main focus, our entirely focus is on actually identifying nouns, and that was actually very well done by both of us. And now that segment is over and we have a very clear picture and concept about all of those things, and in the process we actually knew about adjective as well. So after that segment we discussed the second classification of noun, that was countable noun and uncountable noun, that we discussed yesterday, and from there we start our lecture today. So we are going to understand more about a countable noun and an uncountable noun. So what we actually discussed yesterday about countable noun and uncountable noun, we discussed that whenever someone mentioned a word as countable noun, or whenever you read a word as a countable noun, or you find a word written as a countable noun, it means that the word will have both forms, singular number and plural number. Remember this. If a word is countable, it means it will have both singular number and plural number. And one more thing, the singular number of the countable noun can take indefinite article a or an with it. We can use it very easily before a countable, singular countable noun. But when we talk about an uncountable noun, so whenever somebody mentions an uncountable noun, or you see a word mentioned as uncountable noun anywhere while you are reading any book or you are solving exercise anywhere, whenever somebody mentions that the particular word is an uncountable noun, it clearly means that, it clearly suggests that the word has no plural number. This is the real thing. This is the real concept. If a word, if a noun is uncountable, it clearly sends out a message that you have in your picture, in your mind, that the word is nothing but singular and it is not going to have a plural number anytime. It will always be used as a singular number. And one more thing, you cannot use a or an before an uncountable noun. So these are the things that we discussed, and we have a revision, because these are the most important concept regarding countable noun and uncountable noun. Let us take some more example to understand why uncountable nouns are so important and what are the other concepts relating to uncountable noun. For example, we just take an uncountable noun like scenery. Like scenery. Scenery is an uncountable noun. It means, what does it mean actually? It means that you cannot write or say scenery, a scenery, if you find this word just after a or an, you should know immediately that this is the wrong use. Good afternoon, good afternoon sir, good afternoon. So this is actually wrong. And if you just pluralize it or you make plural number of it, actually this is also the incorrect version of the word. So whenever you find, whenever you read, whenever you are solving any question and any word is regarded as uncountable noun, you just have a very clear picture about in your mind that the word that is called an uncountable noun does not have a plural number. And also, and one more thing, you cannot use indefinite articles, other it means a or an before the word. These are the two concepts that are the most important thing when you discuss uncountable noun. Don't use a or an before an uncountable noun. Don't use plural number of an uncountable noun. If you are doing these two things, it means you are making blunder. So to avoid the blunder, you have to remember these two basic concepts of uncountable noun. Do not use a or an before an uncountable noun, and do not pluralize, do not make plural number of an uncountable noun. And if you have this concept in your mind, you will tend to solve so many questions of noun very easily. Let us take some other examples and understand how countability is given to uncountable nouns. Now, countability given to uncountable noun. Now, how you can give countability to uncountable nouns? So for that, we use certain phrases. We use certain phrases to give the countability. What are the phrases? The most popular phrase is a piece of, an article of, a loaf of, an item of, a bit of, a blade of. There are certain phrases that we use. These are the phrases that we actually use to give countability to uncountable noun. How can you give countability? Let's see how it is possible. I have just told you that it is not going in any case that you can use a or an before an uncountable noun. It means if you say he gave me an advice, if you say that he gave me an advice, it means this is a wrong sentence. This is incorrect, because advice is an uncountable noun and you are using a or an before the uncountable noun. So this sentence is incorrect. Now, how to correct the sentence? Now, if you want to correct it, you can say just remove a or an. I am removing an, and that's how the sentence is now rectified. Sentence is now correct. He gave me advice. Yes, it is right. But now if you want to give countability, now you want to say that that there is the sense of one. How to just give it the sense of one? How it is possible? It is possible. How is it possible? It is possible. And by using the phrases, like now you can say he gave me a piece of advice. If you say that he gave me a piece of advice, it means now there is the sense of one. It doesn't mean, the piece does not literally means here. You are not going to take out the literal meaning of piece here. So it will sense ridiculously different otherwise. Advice is not a certain thing that can you cut and just give a piece to somebody. No, this is not the sense here. It just gives the word accountability. He gave me a piece of advice. Now it is correct. So he gave me advice, that is correct, and he gave me a piece of advice, that is also correct. Now here the A is before piece. So piece is countable noun. Our advice is still the uncountable noun. There is no difference. But now here in the sentence there is A, and that gives the sense of one in this sentence. So this is how we give countability to uncountable nouns. Suppose that in certain situations you have to have a plural number, otherwise you cannot write certain things. Then how can you write those sentences? Like in this case, suppose this is the question. This is the question now. This is the question in front of you on the screen. He gave me 3 and you have to fill the blank with one of them. Now you know that soap is an uncountable noun. If you don't know, just now know. Now know this word. Soap is an uncountable noun. It means that you cannot pluralize this. You cannot make plural of it. But the condition is you have to put it there. And after 3, you need a plural word. This is actually a compulsion. Whatever word you are writing here, it will be plural. Otherwise, the sentence will be incorrect. And we all know that after 3, it requires, the 3 requires the plural number of the word, like 3 sons, 3 flowers, 3 boys, 3 girls, 3 children, 3 people, 3 bananas, 3 books, 3 pens. After just 3, you need a plural number. So if you write soap, it will be wrong because this is not plural. Because all uncountable nouns are always singular. Now, if you write this, And you know that uncountable noun does not have plural number. So this is also wrong. You cannot write this. And now there are two things. Now you have to use the phrases. And if you write this phrase, it will also be wrong, because after three you just need plural and this is singular. So it is also eliminated. Now you have just one option, and that is C. He gave me 3 pieces of soap, and that is what necessary here. That is why countability is given to uncountable noun, because in some certain conditions we need to have the pluralization of certain phrases, so that we can have the sense of plural version of certain things. Otherwise it will be difficult, or it will be quite impossible to solve all those things. So how we give countability to these things are now easy, very easy to understand to you. So the answer will be 3 pieces of soap. Now 3, and this here you find pieces, and pieces is a plural noun. Now the structure of the sentence is absolutely correct and everything is just fine. So that is why phrases are so important. And most importantly, I would say that a piece of is used in most of the cases. If you remember just one, a piece of, it will solve most of your problems. And remember one thing, no literal meaning is considered here. Otherwise it will be wrong. And one more, a loaf of is generally used with bread, and it is also used with meat. So bread, especially with bread, you can use a loaf. Like he ate 2, and now you have the question. He ate 2 breads, piece of bread, or piece. I actually told you that this is a universal, so I change this, loaf of bread, and loaves of bread, the plural version of the word. This is singular, this is plural. Removing F, we add VES. So now the same case is here as well. After just 2, what we need a plural noun. And we know that bread is uncountable noun and bread does not have a plural number. So how to solve this problem? We need plural number, and this word doesn't plural number, so you cannot write this. This is actually a wrong use. Breads, it cannot be written. Now here comes the importance of phrases that gives countability to uncountable noun. This is the importance. Now here this loaf of is actually singular, so you cannot write it either. So this is also wrong, and your correct answer will be loaves of bread. He ate 2 loaves of bread. Now you can have a very clear picture that he ate 2 loaves, 1 and 1, 2 loaves of bread. And now you have a very clear picture of all those things. You can say that, like an article of furnitures, an item of jewelry, a bit of grass, a blade of grass. So many things you can use in certain different ways. So this is how different phrases are used to give countability to uncountable nouns. So friends, that's it for today. We discussed countable noun and uncountable noun. Here the kinds of noun is actually over. Now we will discuss number in our next video, next class. It means in tomorrow's class we will start discussing number of noun. So we will meet tomorrow and start number.